Imagine you're standing on the African savanna. You can't see anything through the darkness. Then you hear it. A lion roaring in the distance. For us, it's simply the unmistakable sound of a lion. But what if another lion hears something completely different? Not just a roar, but an individual. Scientists have found evidence that wild African lions can recognize members of their social group from their vocalizations. So how does it work? Lions are unusual among cats because they're highly social. They live in groups called prides, although their social structure can be flexible, with individuals sometimes separating and rejoining different subgroups. That creates an important problem. What happens when a lion can't see another member of its group? The savanna can be enormous. Vegetation can block visibility. And nighttime makes seeing another lion even harder. That's where sound becomes incredibly useful. A roar can travel across a large distance. And researchers wanted to know whether lions could tell which lion was making that sound. Researchers conducted experiments with wild African lions in Botswana. They used a vehicle to temporarily block the view between lions. The researchers then played recordings of lion roars from behind that visual barrier. Sometimes the roar matched the lion that was hidden. Other times, the researchers played a recording belonging to a different member of the same social group. The researchers were essentially asking, would the lions notice when the voice didn't match the individual they expected? And their behavior suggested that they did. When lions heard a roar that didn't match the individual they had previously seen, they spent more time looking toward the source of the sound. They also spent more time moving around. In other words, they appeared to be trying to figure out what was happening. It was almost as if the lion was thinking, I know who I saw over there. But that doesn't sound like them. The researchers concluded that the results were consistent with audiovisual individual recognition in wild lions. What makes each roar different? But how could one lion possibly tell another lion's roar apart? Research suggests that lion roars contain individual acoustic characteristics. Scientists have analyzed features such as the fundamental frequency and its changing pattern over the course of a roar. In one study involving 5 wild male lions, researchers found that the temporal pattern of the fundamental frequency allowed individual roars to be distinguished with high accuracy by their analysis. That doesn't mean scientists have proven that lions themselves use exactly the same mathematical features. But it does show that individual differences are encoded in the sound. Why would this be useful? For a social animal, knowing who's nearby can be extremely valuable. A familiar lion isn't the same as a stranger. Recognizing group members could help lions maintain social relationships, even when individuals are separated. And because lion roars can travel long distances, vocal communication can provide information when visual contact isn't possible. In a huge landscape, being able to identify a distant group member by sound could be incredibly useful. The surprising part. Think about how different this is from humans. Imagine hearing someone speak from behind a wall. You might recognize their voice immediately. Lions may have a similar ability with their own vocalizations. They don't need to see the other animal's face. They may be able to extract information about who is calling simply from the sound. And that means a lion's roar may carry much more information than we realize. So the next time you hear a lion roar in a wildlife documentary, don't think of it as just a loud animal making noise. That roar may carry information about the individual producing it. And somewhere across the savanna, another lion may be listening and thinking, I know who's calling. Because for lions, a roar may be more than a sound, maybe an identity. Subscribe to Did You Know Daily for more unbelievable animal facts.